Welcome to The Real Report, discussing key topics in real estate. Now, here's Jared Jones.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jared Jones with The Real Report. Just want to give you some brief introduction, as this is my inaugural run on the great studio down here, downtown Las Vegas, 970 AM. Such a great host 970 has been. The studio here has been fantastic, and just love being in downtown Las Vegas. We are walking distance from UNLV. We are in the heart of everything. I can hear slot machines on my walk in. It's just been fantastic so far. But listen, we are The Real Report. Jared Jones. I am a real estate expert, got a wealth of information. I will qualify that remark here in a moment. But I want to give you an idea, the mission statement of this show, okay? Real estate, in my mind, when I assess the situation, we have two major problems that I find when I see folks and investors that we've been dealing with that are dealing in real estate. Two main problems. First problem is timing. We always see poor timing in the market. Most of the time, timing is generally a challenge because of poor information, or the information that was out there was misunderstood, or the information was poorly timed. So that's an interesting component, and a problem that exists is timing. They buy at the wrong time, they sell at the wrong time. The second part of that is strategy. They just go about the market the wrong way. They're buying a home with methods that were in use 5 years ago, or trying to sell a home with a strategy that's dated. And just like technology, trying to manipulate or manage the real estate market has changed dramatically. But at my side is Gene Haffey, who is helping me with this show. He's been with me for several years. He is a child of California, of LA, if I'm not mistaken. But he has been an awesome professional, has worked with me for a long time, and has got some great things to say today regarding credit. But my name again is Jared Jones, and I've been in real estate for about 11 years now. I have transacted over 3,000 homes and helped so many chart the waters of their investments, both helping them get to the right home and helping them find the right buyer for their home if they're trying to sell. I've personally owned more than 30 properties in my life, and at the ripe old age of 33, still own several. So I've got a great wealth of information, not just on the brokerage side, but also on the investment side. Been doing it a long time. I'm an author. I wrote a book called Ancient Secrets for Modern Day Success. Can be found on Amazon. Talks about my methodology, some things that I've gone through, and really just seeking to help others with that book. But I opened my own company. I was 26 years old, Horizon Realty Group, 7 years ago. I'm still the president and CEO today. We have offices in West Vegas and also in South Vegas. But I am here to bring you as much a different lens to view your home or your investments or your buying strategy. When you have foggy glasses, you walk into things. And it goes without saying that the value of the information you have absolutely will shed light on the success you receive from the market. So with that in mind, I have a lot to say, and I will dive right in because the market, there's a lot to talk about today. One critical component, the elections are behind us. One thing that I saw in the media, or one thing that the media was actually commenting that wasn't seen, is there just wasn't a lot of talk about housing from the presidential candidates. This has a major, major impact on your investments. You're buying a home, you're selling a home, is the fact that the presidential candidates did not bring up housing. And I don't know about you, Gene, but I am glad the elections are behind us.
I am too. I was getting a little tired of all the commercials.
The commercials, there were YouTube ads. Every time you watch YouTube, you go channel to channel. You had your phone would ring off the hook, 5 calls a day from the pollsters and the folks to remind you to go out and vote. You would have nonstop TV commercials. If you're on Facebook, you were stalked by a candidate or two. And I even woke up on yesterday morning on Election Day, and someone had put yard signs in my master bedroom.
Yeah.
And it was bad. I woke up and I had to run for the door to see if anyone was in my home, and they were gone.
Well, don't forget being stopped before you walked in any grocery store or anything else you were doing as well.
It was, and I was an early voter, and I think early voters wait the longest in line. It's such a fallacy. is that I go into early voting last week and wait an hour while I see all these posts on Facebook of people who get through on election day in 5 minutes. And so next year, I think, or in 2 and 4 years from now, I think it pays to be undecided till the last minute. That's the bottom line there. But housing was not brought up. If you saw the headlines, Huffington Post said, "Why don't the presidential candidates talk more about housing?" The Nation did an article called "Home Foreclosures Missing from Presidential Debates." PBS NewsHour said in an article, the biggest policy issues missing from the campaign is that housing hasn't been discussed. The Boston Globe stated that the same thing, that the volume of what was said in housing or about housing just wasn't there. And so this is a critical component because at the same time, so many news agencies are touting a housing recovery. So if you watched NBC News, Wall Street Journal, Forbes, you read any of these news outlets, so many of the latest discussions on housing were that housing is on recovery. It's rebounding. It's on fire. Prices are climbing in all these metropolitan areas. Atlanta, in Nevada, of course, in Las Vegas, California markets, and Florida markets. Detroit, of all places, which you used to give your real estate for free to sell it, I think even had price gains this year. So what I found to be alarming, Gene, is if there's so much talk of housing recovery, at least when we have the political sphere, that seems to me like the right opportunity to come out and just say, It's turned around. It's so much better off. Look what's happening. Prices are increasing all over the place. And at the same time, if you look deep into the news and the stats across our nation, the storylines aren't all what they're cracked up to be. And I think that is the crux of why politicians avoided jumping up and down about how beneficial this housing recovery actually is. But with that, get a hold of us next week, 5 o'clock. Jared Jones and The Real Report, 7 costly mistakes that sellers make.